Joe. All right, we are live then, Joe. What do you think?
Well,
Man, this is episode 22.
22. It's hard to believe.
22 of the Baxter County Roundtable.
But you know, it's actually a pretty important day for politics in the area, for Republicans especially, which all others should take heed because we are important. You might ask why.
Well, Joe, why is it important?
Well, I didn't think you'd ever ask. Well, today was the first day of open filing, which means if you want to run for office, today's the start of the open filing period, which goes until the 13th, I believe, or maybe the 12th.
Wednesday the 12th.
Wednesday the 12th. It shuts down at noon, right?
At noon,
Yeah, and there will be no filing on the 11th, which is Veterans Day.
All right.
So I think it's we had a pretty busy day. We signed up a bunch of people, candidates, and for the Republican committee. I didn't see Dirk Waltrip there.
He was at work today, Joe.
I was a little curious about that.
Well,
I don't know if he's got something to tell us. Are you?
No, he's running.
He's running?
It's already in the newspaper. So
I didn't know if I was supposed to.
Joe, if it will shut that hole underneath your nose, I'll come down there tomorrow and go ahead. I don't have the money for the filing fee right now. That's the problem.
I can float you alone.
I appreciate
I think
that.
you're good for it.
I'm pretty good for it. Yeah, I'll go down there.
But anyway.
Well, where is it, by the way? I don't even know where it is.
Well, it's at the mower warehouse, inside the actual mower warehouse.
Okay.
Across from Brenda's. And it's out 62 East, just out of town, maybe a mile or so from Walmart.
So you could file and go across the street and get something pretty good to eat, then is what you're saying.
You could. I may end up having breakfast there
I might do that, too.
I'm going to be hungry.
What time are you going to be there?
We'll be there 10 a.m. till 4 p.m.
All right. Well, how about this, Joe? I'll come see you tomorrow.
Awesome, man. We love seeing you.
Okay. Well,
we don't get to see you enough.
It's probably a good thing. So.
Well, I mean, we have these issues with you politicians.
I know. All politicians are that way. Speaking of politicians, Joe, we've got our very own Baxter County Judge, Kevin Litty, with us tonight. Judge, how are you?
Good. Thanks for the invite.
Well, I'm glad you could join us tonight. I didn't hear Joe getting on you about filing. Did you file today?
I filed today, yeah.
He was you were not the first one, but you were close.
Yeah, I was the first part of the first group.
All right.
Yes.
We had about, 6, 8 show up at one time?
Oh, I think it was more than that, really.
It's actually a good turnout then.
It was pandemonium there for a little bit.
It started off slow, but went smoothly.
Good.
So.
Yeah, it wasn't bad.
I'm glad there's that interest here, because as a citizen, that's very well your right to run for office.
Well, and plus there were a few that weren't running for office. They were coming to sign up for Baxter County Republican Committee, which is good. But tomorrow is the meeting for the Baxter County Republican Committee at the VFW at 6, and I suspect there will be a lot of filing going on there if the last time is any indication.
I won't be there when that starts because we actually have court tomorrow night.
We'll wait for you. We'll be there well past 6.
Okay.
By the time you guys, make it easy on yourself.
I will. I always do.
But and also, we should, before we get too deep into the conversation.
Well, I was going to say, speaking of the candidates, don't we have an event coming up here in the next few weeks?
We sure do. We have a Meet Your Candidates dinner, and that's at the Elks Club in Mountain Home, and that is on the 15th of November.
That's a Saturday, correct?
It's a Saturday, November 15th. It's $40 per ticket, and we gather at 5 p.m. and dinner's at 6, and you'll have a choice of beef and chicken. So November 8th is the deadline to get those tickets.
Okay.
Because we have to let them know how much food to prepare.
Well, I tell you, eating at the Elks Lodge is some pretty good food there too.
I've never been disappointed at the Elks.
Me either.
Lodge
I've been impressed with them.
You can get more information on BaxterGOP.com, and you can get tickets at Fork and Cork, Mower Warehouse, and you can also get them at GOP.com.
Okay.
And
so you get to meet and greet with the candidates and
yes,
and get a good meal.
Yes, each candidate there will have an allotted period of time to speak.
Okay.
And, good time will be had by all.
Good. Looking forward to that. All right. Well, let's roll into it there, Judge. Like I said, we're very appreciative that you took time out to come and speak to us. So, I guess for starters, what exactly does the county judge do?
Well, it's I tell most of the elected officials all the time as I speak to them quite often, is my job is so much different than theirs. You know, they can come to work and sit down and put in an 8-hour day. My job takes me anywhere in the county, everywhere in the county. And
Now, are you out arresting people or,
No,
or
no.
sentencing them or
No,
what?
no,
You don't
absolutely. not.
you don't wear the robe and put
No,
people in jail.
absolutely not. So that's confusing to a lot of people that move to our area, which we're a retirement community, as y'all know, and so I have to explain it to them quite often why or that's where I would ever be a judge, and I can tell y'all. So just say you go to get your property assessed, and they assess it, and you cannot you think it's an unfair assessment, and you and the assessor cannot work that out. It would come to me to be the judge in that case to see if it's a fair assessment. That's one case where I'd be a judge. So landlocked property, easement, stuff like that.
So it's not criminal stuff.
No, never criminal. I get lots of calls, people that need help with traffic tickets, criminal tickets, criminal charges. I can't help you.
Okay.
Can't help you.
So you're more like just the chief executive of the county.
Well, if you can't help me get out of a ticket, the interview's over.
I know, let's go home, Joe.
We're out of here.
I got a stack. I need somebody. So you're pretty much just like the chief executive of the county, like the mayor of a city, but at the county level.
Absolutely.
You preside over the quorum court. You're the executive body, whereas the court, we're the legislative body.
Absolutely.
And, okay. So, and you don't get to vote on any issues, but you can have like a tiebreaker, and you can veto.
Yep, have the veto power. Yeah, tiebreaker. And,
Okay.
Just preside over meetings most time, and you know, you spend a lot of time on the court together, either as quorum court members and county judge quorum court members. So spend a lot of time on voting on a lot of good issues and conflicting issues.
Couple of
over
conflicting
the years.
issues.
But anyway, it's always been an enjoyment.
So you came into office in 2023 on January 1st.
Yep.
And you had sat on the court for several years prior to that. So you had a little bit of experience about how the court works. But as far as what the judge does from day to day, I bet you had a little bit of a learning curve going into that.
I wasn't prepared. I was more in shock when I got here. So, but you know, there was experienced people in my office when I got there that helped guide me and still guides me today. But it's still a learning experience 3 years in.
Yeah, I bet it is.
You know, I was speaking to someone recently about, you know, my first year was a budget that was handed to me that I was part of presenting to myself as county judge. My second, and then when you start your second year, you start trying to prepare the things that you think you need to be done, or you can see things that need to be done in the county. And this year I felt was more, I accomplished more this year than I had my previous 2 years, because it just takes time to get that ball rolling and put a plan together. And as you see things that need attention within the county, it just takes time to get that ball rolling.
Okay. So going in a 4-year term, so going into, I guess you're going into your 4th year, coming up with this
January,
election
I start my
cycle.
4th year.
So tell us a little bit about, like you had said, you came in, you had a budget that you had actually approved the year prior to coming in, and then we're acting upon that. So some of the accomplishments since you've been in office, what's something that's like, you know, I looked at this, I wanted to get this done, and this is what we as a county have accomplished.
So as a quorum court member, I participated along with yourself to fund a new building we built.
The health department.
Health department, drawing
Yeah.
a blank, sorry about that. Anyway, we worked on, you know, the county has worked on building a health department for probably 20 years.
Been very
I know
sorely needed.
when I first became a quorum court member, they had to turn down a $1.5 million grant because they couldn't match it to build a health department. So you and I, as quorum court members, funded that that health department, and I got to put out an RFQ, which is a request for qualifications, and hire an architect and a construction manager advisor. And you know, that was probably the most nerve-wracking thing I had to do when I came into office, because I didn't know how to do that.
Right.
And, didn't know what it took, but there was people around me that did. So we got that health department built. It went very, very smoothly, and y'all have seen what we have to offer over today.
Yeah.
And
Now, where's that health? Where's it located?
It's West Road and Buttercup, excuse me, West Road and Buttercup. I call it 6th Street. A lot of people that live in the city call it 6th Street, but it's 6th Street in that area, 6th and Buttercup.
Okay. All right. Yep, I agree. That was something that was needed. I can remember discussing that several years ago, and I'm glad to see that get done. What else? What's something else you've done? What is something that you can look back on and say, you know, I had a part of that. I guided that, or that was my idea. That benefited the county, the people overall. I mean, what's some other of your accomplishments?
So actually have two that I'm proud of, and number one was to improve our equipment at Road and Bridge. We had deteriorating equipment, which that's no fault of anybody's. All equipment deteriorates. It all comes to, it's all served its purpose at some time. My goal was to improve equipment at Road and Bridge because, we have 43 men out there working and they can't do what we request them to do with a shovel and a rake. And I have done that. I don't have a list with me, but I could start naming things from year one that we've improved at Road and Bridge. Another thing was to improve our quality, our appearance of our infrastructure in the county, working on our courthouse. We spent lots of dollars on our courthouse. We had deteriorating steps that was falling apart, coming into the courthouse. We've got them all replaced.
Basement used to leak too, didn't it?
Basement used to leak. I applied for a grant to replace our handicap access on the north side of our building and didn't get it last year. We're going to try it again this year. I've been assured that we can get it, and we've put kind of a facelift on a lot of our properties. Our annex on the south side of the square where the assessor collector is, we painted that building, put a new roof on it. You go over off the square where we have maintenance and our election building over there. We've painted them to have a better appearance in our community. So I've always said that the citizens have done their part around our square. The county government has to do their part too.
Absolutely.
So.
Yeah, good stuff. And one of my favorites is out there off of Denton Ferry, that bridge or the culverts and stuff. That
was a big project I inherited, the bridge part. So I got to finish that, and as y'all know, that was a great asset to the folks that live down there past that creek for sure. So we overlaid that whole road under my first 2 years here, 7 miles of overlay down there. We got that done. Got the new bridge in. There's some other roads down there.
Was that totally a county project?
Yes, we contracted the overlay, and on a road like that with the amount of traffic and as big as it is, and as quickly as a contractor can do it, we let them do a road like that, kind of like County Road 25. We've done several overlay projects, which I have a few of them here that the county does themselves, but on a road that has a high volume of traffic, a contractor can go in there and do it so much quicker. We overlaid 2 miles of County Road 25 recently. They done it in 2 days. We can't do it that quickly.
Since we're talking about Cotter, I understand there's going to be a traffic light over 62 and Denton Ferry Road. Is that something that you're involved in, or is that a state project? Or
that intersection, I believe, is in the city limits of Cotter because city limits of Cotter stretches down to the RV park on Denton Ferry. So no, it would not. We would not be involved in that.
Yeah. Okay.
I hadn't heard yay or nay on it. Happen or not?
There's been a study done, but I don't know the results of that study.
I hear there's a lot of auto accidents.
There was an accident there, I believe, this morning.
Yeah, I thought so. I've tried to get out of there myself a few times, and it can be tough.
So evidently, it's a bad spot.
Yeah.
So,
well, Judge. So let's say you are running for reelection.
Running for reelection, filed today.
Filed today. So in the event you do get reelected, what are you looking towards the future over the next? Well, in effect, it'll be 5 years. I mean, so what is something that you're looking to do that you haven't either had a chance to get to yet, or something? Here's what I want to do, and we've now got the resources in place to do it over the next term.
Well, my number one goal is to keep providing the type of equipment we need for our road and bridge.
Okay.
And like this year, we bought 2 new graders. The general public don't know it, but they were $350,000 a piece.
I know. I was griping about the price on
two of
those.
them really ate up our budget. But what I did is to get to your question in a minute was, 90% of my calls are about gravel roads, and we were running 7 graders. And I thought, well, if we can't cover it with 7, I'm going to add 1 to it. So I replaced a grader with a new one this year, and I added 1 to our fleet. So we're now running 8. And if the 8 can't cover it, I'm all for running it for getting up to 10 if we have to. But
how do you get the graders out to where they need to go? They have a big truck. They can.
No, they leave. They drive them where they're going. They drive them where they're
Okay.
going. Leave them in their little areas. They all work, or big areas. They all work.
Okay.
But anyway, your question was.
I'm just some different accomplishments. Yeah. So what are you looking? You get elected, you get sworn in next year. Okay, boom. Here's what I'm going to do. This is my number one for the next 4 years.
So we have an RFQ out right now, which is a request for qualifications to build a administrative building where the old First Baptist Church was. We own the building on the south side of the square. It's not public friendly. As y'all probably know, it sits on the corner of 62 and 7th Street. We have accidents there weekly. At my first year in office, had a gentleman ran over there. But it's an old building. It's
It wasn't
required.
you that got run over.
So there was a lot of turmoil at the airport when I started, and I beat them bushes for about 2 years, and it was tough.
now with the landfill.
Absolutely.
And if you want to touch on that a little bit, I mean, I know that we as a court, that was another one of those issues that, you know, the time that I spent on the court between that landfill and then between the airport committee, those were my two biggest issues. And
Well, we gotta protect what we have here, and I'm big on protecting what we have here, and I spent a lot of my first year in office, going to meetings and passing ordinances, which you were part of as a court member, but, to keep our landfill from selling to LRS because they made an agreement to sell it to a company called LRS and open it back up. When I stepped in the doors as county judge, I honestly didn't have a real strong opinion about it, but when my supporters and the people of this county start calling every day and says, you know, we don't need this, it's up on East Pigeon, it runs into the, you know, Norfolk Lake where our water supply is, that you know, supplies 75–80% of the people in this county, I thought, well, I need to take a stance on this, and I did, and we stopped it. And, we also passed an ordinance that no other landfills can open in Baxter County, and you're part of that as a former court member, so. You know, some people think that, you know, or made the accusations that I'm not environmentally friendly type judge. I am. We gotta protect what we have here because not everybody has the kind of things we do, for sure.
you're not ecologically unsound like Joe over here is.
Oh,
Sorry.
contraire. Contraire.
No, and I was pretty proud of that one too.
Yeah,
Judge.
yeah, I was too.
That, you know, keeping that out because I didn't see any way that would ever turn out well for the citizens of this county, of which I'm a part. I mean, this is my home now, and I've been plenty of places all over the world with my career in the service, and I've seen areas that don't have access to water, not clean, drinkable water.
And that's why, you know, that you know, like I said, I didn't have much of an opinion until I went to the landfill where it was. I walked through it and I thought, man, this is, you know, an upper part of the Norfolk Lake, and here's our intake right here that's supplying people.
It's right there, I know.
We don't wanna take, you know, if we can keep it shut down, we don't wanna take that risk.
I missed part of the conversation here, but, where is this landfill?
It's up north, up
201.
Three Brothers, 5 North.
Oh, 5
Yeah,
north.
201, it lays in between 201 and Highway 5.
Okay.
It lays up in there. But, you know, we won that battle, and I don't think there would be
And
another.
that was not an easy battle to win.
It was not. I traveled from here to Harrison to Little Rock numerous times to go
Now,
fight.
that landfill is closed and
Closed.
for the foreseeable future.
And like I said, you know, you missed it, but we passed an ordinance in Canada that there'd be no other new
It's not
landfills
gonna open as
in
long as
Baxter
I'm sitting in my
County.
chair,
Good deal.
and that seat number 4, it won't open.
That'll be very.
Well, Judge, we got a few minutes left here, so I guess let me ask you this, like I have asked all the other candidates for public office. Election season is coming up. You've made some significant accomplishments during your time as judge, and I'm of the opinion that, you know, I might not like the person sitting in that chair, I might not agree with them, but I'm going to wish them the best because ultimately, the way the direction goes is going to be better for all of us. So, I know you've got plenty of supporters. You've probably got a few folks out there who don't like you or not going to support you. You might have a few folks out there sitting on the fence, not knowing who to vote for. So, this is a time, you know, I'm going to vote. I get to vote for Judge too. Now, I'm going to vote for myself, Joe.
Well, I'm not gonna vote for
Well,
you.
you're not allowed to vote for me because you
Oh.
don't live in my district.
Well, you wanna explain how that works? I wanna vote for you sometimes.
Yeah, I got to speak to a group of ninth graders today, and myself and all the other elected officials, and the teacher in the audience says, what's the hardest part of the job?
Yeah.
I said, trying to make everybody happy.
Which you can't
Because
do.
you can't.
You can't do it.
You can't do it.
Yeah.
And if you spend all your time trying to make everybody happy, you'll never be happy yourself.
You just
So
you gotta look out for what's best for this county.
you gotta try to make the best decisions that's within your grasp.
Yep.
To suit the highest percentage of people that you represent.
So, on that note, why should I give you my vote? Not personally, what are you gonna do for me, but what are you gonna do for the county? Well, I mean, you're asking for the county and the citizens to vote for you, to put you back in office and let you accomplish some more good. Why should I do that? What are you looking to for the next 4 years?
So we gotta keep improving our roads, we gotta keep improving our way of life here. Not just roads. I can cover it by saying we gotta keep improving our county. We gotta have working relationship with state officials. We gotta have working relationship with the city officials, and not only that, what most importantly gets us there is we gotta have a working relationship with the other elected officials in Baxter County, and we have that right now.
We do.
And we're representing the people in Baxter County very, very well. You know, we're gonna gonna lose our sheriff for sure because he's retiring. So we're definitely gonna have a new sheriff. And, but, you know, we all get reelected and start another term here in 2027. I can tell you that there's good things to come in Baxter County, and you'll accomplish more as a team than you will as an individual.
I agree. I'm looking
And
forward to
a team
seeing what's
player,
coming.
and I look forward to the future just because it's, you know, I said when I took this job, so I started on a quarter at the time when Baxter County didn't have any money. There was times that they didn't think they could make payroll. And I said when I was elected this job, if our finances stay strong, it will make this job so much easier as it does a personal life. It just makes life easier if you have the revenue to do things you want to do. And I see as I go to these conferences around the state with these other 74 counties and county judges, not everybody's sitting like Baxter County.
No, we have done well as a government, and that's been the foundation of my, you know, since I've been a JP. The foundation to me is the fiscal responsibility.
Yeah.
You know, we've got to spend money. We have to have resources and our infrastructure, and we got to spend money to do it. But can we get, you know, for lack of a better term, what's the best bang for the buck?
Yeah.
You know, we're gonna spend the money. Well, let's get the best and the highest quality we can get out of it to serve everybody. So, Joe, you have anything for the judge?
Not at this time, no.
All right.
If he comes back to see us out, I'm sure I'll have something. I missed part of this interview, so I
Well, it's
apologize.
exciting times in the county, and there's a lot of good things going on, and, you know, all of our, I call them our girls, not disrespectful when I call them that, but our elected officials, you know, most of them's girls.
You're gonna get whooped
Myself,
first
the quarter,
thing
and
when
the
you
sheriff.
walk in the office.
But, they're a pleasure to work with, they're supportive, they don't mind telling me when I'm wrong.
You
They
did,
don't,
they don't.
the girls, as you say, are really doing an awesome
So I
job.
always call them that to their faces.
They
I
do.
think they like it actually instead of saying women, but
They
Hey,
really
look,
do a
let's
good job.
stop before we dig this hole in deeper. Dallas.
but they're a good group to work with. We have that type of relationship where we can accomplish things, and it's things are good in Baxter County, and I think there's lots of good things to come.
I think so too, Judge. You know, my relationship with all the elected officials, it's good. We don't we're like a family. We don't always agree on
No,
everything, but
you know.
when we do agree, we tend to all work together and like, well, here's the decision that's been made. I might not agree with it, but I'm going to do my part to make it work.
Yeah.
And that's what I like about this. And I do admire this about all the people that I work with.
Well, they've all been here long enough and have enough experience. You know, it doesn't bother them to correct you.
No.
And they'll do it.
I do have one little addition here or question. How do people contact you if they have issues they need to?
So they can contact me on my phone, or of course call the office 487-425-5755. And my phone number, my cell phone's published, 870-421-0664. And if I don't answer, I will call you back.
And I believe there's a website, we've got a Baxter County government website, is there not?
Absolutely, yes.
And do you know what that is?
It's
Putting you on the spot there.
I don't, because I don't log on to
I don't know that
but,
one, Judge.
Well, you Google it, you'll find it.
Yeah.
Just
That's-
Google Baxter County government. It'll
That's
show
it.
up. I did that last week.
It'll pull it up. You know, I have an icon, and I click on it.
It'll come up.
To approve all the expenditures in the county, because, you know, I don't know if I said it a while ago, but every dime that's spent in Baxter County comes through the judge's office. It is approved by the judge's office or his administrative assistant. Now, you're talking, you know, $30+ million. You see every dollar that's spent.
Yeah, I have a shortcut on my computer, that's why I don't know it.
I don't even know my own phone number. That's why I just don't ever call myself.
Oh, are you running for what?
I don't have to call myself to sit in that chair, Joe. Come on, that's why I have you. All right.
Okay.
Well, Judge, we appreciate you taking time. I know you were, long day today, and probably got some long days coming up.
Long day
Election season,
tomorrow.
long day tomorrow.
The first Tuesday of every month is the longest day of the month.
Well, good. Well, I'm glad we're getting our money's worth out of it.
And we'll see you at Meet the Candidates.
Got my tickets right here.
Awesome.
All right. Well, Joe, we've got coming up Quorum Court, which I'll be next tomorrow night.
Well, why don't you tell us what's up?
Well, we'll be, Quorum Court meets the first Tuesday of each month, which for November will be tomorrow at 5:30 at the courthouse there on the second floor in the courtroom. Our Mountain Home City Council, they meet the first and third Thursday of every month at 5 at City Hall. City Planning Committee, second Monday, 1 p.m. I'm guessing they meet in the conference room as well, right?
I'm not sure about City.
Yeah, they meet at City Hall at 1 p.m. on the second Monday. County Planning Committee, second Tuesday is at 11 a.m. That's at the courthouse. And Judge, I believe they meet up on the third floor, right, in that little conference room up there. Okay, A&P, the Advertising and Promotions Board, the third Thursday of every month at 3 p.m. at City Hall. And the school board, they meet on the third Thursdays at 6 p.m. there at the central office there on Rodeo Drive.
Yes, sir.
They've got a boardroom, and those are all public meetings. We'll be at airport advisory board meeting today.
They got a meeting at 10 this morning.
And those are not set. They just kind of announce when they need them. Or
Yeah, they do. They try to meet at 10 o'clock, but they kind of announce them just, because they all work for a living still, so they just, but they try to meet at 10 o'clock on the mornings they do meet.
Yeah, and that's at the airport. They're in the conference room on the, what is that, on the south end of the building when you go in?
Yeah.
And I think that's it. Joe, is there any other?
I think all the business with Kevin has been covered for today.
That's Judge Litty to you.
Yeah, okay, I'm good with Kevin Joe.
Hey.
Dirk needs, I don't know if he wants to mention, but we got
I'm pretty rough around the edges. So.
pretty important item on the agenda tomorrow night. Our coroner is leaving us, and he's going to resign and not finish his term. So we as a court tomorrow night are going to need to appoint somebody to fill his term. So that's not done often. So we had to cross our T's and dot our I's today with myself and Camden and Trish with the AAC lawyers to make sure we do that right. I think we got it lined out.
I think
Anyway,
we do.
we'll get through it.
And there's what, 2 of them going to come?
There's 2
tomorrow?
applicants, yes.
And yeah, we understand it. They're going to, each of them will have a certain amount of time.
Yeah.
And pretty much sell yourself to us, and it's ultimately up to the court, right? The court
Up to the court.
Does that appointment happen tomorrow?
We're going to do it tomorrow.
Okay.
And we will appoint one of these individuals to finish out our current coroner's term. And then, is that the same as a JP judge? Like this coroner, whoever we appoint can't run for reelection.
That's right.
They
They
can
can't
sit
run.
out a term.
Exactly.
Okay, so yeah, so they'll finish up the last year in a couple months. And yeah, we hate to see Brad.
Brad's been a good one.
He's been a good one.
And I
We hate to
spent
see
my
him go.
career in law enforcement before I got here, and I worked with him a lot before I got here. He's been a good one.
Yep. So that's it. Joe, do you have anything else?
For Mr.
Judge Liddy.
Judge Liddy, honorable.
The honorable.
No, I think that's it for this time. I hope you come back.
Yeah, we'd love to.
This is my second time here. I was here, 3-4 months ago?
A little while ago.
Yeah, appreciate you coming back. I mean, when the elections really get hot and heavy, might be a good place for you to
Well,
come.
Joe, when is the election anyway?
Well, I'm not sure. It's March is the
March 3rd,
March 3rd? Is that it?
is the
the primary.
Now, how's that work? Let's go. They're going to do primary.
Yep.
And then each of the parties or the independents will pick their candidate at that point for each of the offices. And then that'll roll to the general election next year about this time in November, right?
yes.
And it's what, the first Tuesday after the first Monday of the month, I believe is how they do it.
I'm not sure about that, but it'll be the first of November, I know that.
Yeah, it'll be about a year from now when we'll go to the general
Mhm.
and we'll pick, and then all the new candidates will be sworn in on January 1st of 2027 to take office for their terms. Okay.
All right, sounds good. Well, thanks again.
Yeah. Well, Judge, thank you, sir.
Thank you, guys.
Joe, as always, a pleasure to sit here next to you.
Where do you think you're going?
I'm not going anywhere. I'm sitting
Okay.
right here letting you finish up.
All right. Well, we need to talk about your.
Man, I was hoping you forgot about that. All right, let's go.
No, what do you do for a living? What do you do for? Tell us a little bit about yourself. Who are you?
Well, I'm Dirk Waldrop. I'm the current Justice of the Peace for District 4.
And that
And
covers what area, basically?
That covers
roughly.
if you follow 201 and then Highway 5, like that V that it makes.
North.
Right, and it goes north up toward Clark Ridge, not quite to Pigeon Creek.
Okay.
And it cuts across that way. I actually lost part of it in the 2020 after the census every 10 years, and they do the redistricting. The state law says that the districts have to be within 10% population of each other. So District 4 actually had the biggest growth in the county in that area, which is mostly behind Baxter Labs, going towards Pizza Hut, down Arkansas, down in that area. So my northwest corner used to be County Road 25 and 27. And then they actually scooted that down, like North Point. I lost part of across the street from it. So I was pretty proud of that. Not anything I specifically did. That's just the way it. That's just the way
Well,
it
so
turned out.
since we determined I can't vote for you, those are the areas that have the people that can
They
vote for
can,
you.
and I hope they do. I think that the past 7 years I've been sitting on the court. I know I've done what I thought was best. Some of the decisions I've made, not everybody's agreed with, but like the judge said, you're not going to make everybody happy.
Well, that's for sure, but let's get over 50%.
But let's
Can we?
50.1 is what I'm shooting for. But
No, right now I own Ozark Dynamics. We're a defensive firearms training company. I started that about 6 years ago, really 5. We've fully been in business. I was a stay-at-home dad. I retired from the military, retired Army.
Well,
and
thank you.
Moved here in 2010. So I've been here about 15 years. Arkansas is my home now. It's
Awesome.
kind of my adopted home. I'm a Mississippi boy, love Mississippi.
And the hogs too, though, right? Come on.
They said, Joe, don't make me do this in public. I'm going to lose votes over this.
Oh, man.
I'm an Ole Miss graduate, and both kids went to Arkansas. I got one a sophomore there, one just graduated, and so yeah, I'll cheer for the Hogs. As long as they're not playing the Rebels, I'll cheer for the Hogs.
We'll let you slide a little bit there.
I appreciate that. But I'm starting to come around to it.
I don't know what happened in baseball this year.
I don't know. I don't really follow sports that much anyway.
Ouch.
Yeah.
Anyway,
But yeah, so I'm going to run again, and my stance remains. It was when I first got on the court, Joe, and it remains the fiscal responsibility. But I mean, it's like we're talking with the judge there. I mean, the county has to spend money, the government has to spend money, and the only place the government gets the money is from the people, and they take it not through force necessarily, but through the threat of force. And I've had this argument with people over the years that say you decide I'm done paying my property taxes. Well, in a few years, there's men with guns going to come over and seize your property and take it. Okay, so you really don't have a choice. So those limited and scarce resources that do come to the government, I want to make sure that if we're going to spend the people's money, let's give them something in return. I mean, obviously the sheriff and his group of deputies and all of his staff, they do a fantastic job keeping us safe. You know, same in the city, but if we're going to spend the money, let's make sure we get the most of it.
yeah, while staying within the limits
I'm
of.
staying within, being reasonable about it. And the county roads, nobody likes spending money on roads, but it's necessary. We have to do that.
Yeah, and I mean, that's a proper place for government to
It's
be.
a proper place for government,
be,
for the common defense,
involved.
provide for the common good.
And, you know, I mean, back to the road thing, and I kind of understand Judge Litty's view. You know, when I first started coming here, there was like 3 paved roads.
Mm-hmm.
So now everybody wants their road paved today,
They do.
and it just can't happen.
No.
So,
Well, just, do best with what we got.
yeah, and I think they do a pretty good job with our
I
roads.
think they do an
honestly.
excellent job. And we have really, not so much expanded, but have been very careful stewards of those resources. I mean, Road and Bridge is one of the biggest departments in the county, and I think they're the second biggest budget behind the sheriff's department. And so, the 2 machines we bought for them, that were very expensive machines. However, the crews out there that operate those machines, I mean, they take care of them. And they do very good work for the county. And yeah, if they come pave or grade the gravel road out by your house, does that help me? Well, if I don't ever come over to your house or live down your road, no, it doesn't. However, there's a bunch of people that live down there. So just because it doesn't directly affect you, doesn't mean it's not benefiting you in the end. And it's no different than funding the sheriff's department or funding the health department. It might not directly benefit you, but in the end it does, because it benefits the county as a whole, just like the airport.
Yep, and all the citizens are entitled to some representation.
Absolutely, they are. And so that's the foundation of my service to this county since I've been here, is that. And I'm one of the, Joe, I hate to say it, and the court has gotten a lot better over the years, but when I first got on the court, it was just yes, just giving money away. And I was one of the very few voices initially that, wait a minute, no, let's stop and think about this before we just hand money out.
That's
and
right.
That's my proudest accomplishment, is that fiscal responsibility.
Well, and I honestly, I think some of that is because way back when, even before you got here, it was all Democrats, and that's, sorry to say it, but that's how they view other people's money.
Democrat, Republican, I mean, that's irrelevant. And you can get into the political discussion. I've seen plenty of Republicans that sit on the court that have no problem giving money away.
I'm not going to dispute that.
No, and that's just human nature. And when it's not yours, when you didn't earn it, when you didn't go out there and work, 8, 10, 12, 15 hours a day to earn this money, it's easy to give it away or spend it.
You could not be more right.
And that's what every decision we've made, other than something like the sheriff comes up, and it's a lot of it is just administrative stuff in the sheriff's department. Him shifting money from one budget to the other. A few months ago, one of his cars, the radio was broken in it, and he had the money, but it was in another accounting number or accounting line. He just had to shift money from one account to put it in there and fix it. It's not like he's hiding it, but it's because it's public money. That's that visibility that the people have on that money, seeing where it's going around. And is it necessary? Absolutely necessary that that deputy has a radio in his vehicle.
Yes.
It's a safety issue. I mean, that's how he does his job. So that kind of stuff, yeah, we've got to do that. We've got to support that kind. But other issues that have come up here in the past several years that have been very controversial, you know, I'm going to take the time. Let me think about this. Let's consider, where is this money going? How are we going to spend it? First off, do we even need to spend it? Or could these people go get that money elsewhere versus coming to the taxpayers with their hands out?
There you go.
And that's been, like I said, if I
Private
could pick
sector
a
can do a
preference,
lot of stuff
they can do a lot of stuff.
that government's been doing, I would say.
Absolutely. And that's one of the things that I've really, the past 2 years, maybe 3, have been very adamant about. No, we're not, you're not getting public money, not when you're a private entity and you can go raise the money yourself.
Yeah, there you go. All right, well, what do you have anything you want to tell us about the upcoming election, or are you?
No,
You're running and.
I'm running. We
Get
have
ready.
we've got a very strong group of people on the court right now. I think been there the second longest now, sitting on the court. So I've seen a lot of people come and go, and the people that I serve with on the court right now, I mean, I think, wow, we've got a very good group of citizens sitting on our court right now. We don't all agree with each other. We don't all think the same way. Sometimes we don't all get along, but I don't think we're supposed to.
No.
Because we don't want to sit there and everybody has the same thoughts, the same agreements. No, if one of my fellow JPs wants to argue a point over this, man, I'll be glad to. Here's my point of view. I disagree with you, but I'm not saying you're wrong.
Yeah,
And I'm not judging you
When
for
I
it.
see politicians marching in lockstep on all the time, my antenna go way up.
Yeah, I don't think that's a good thing. I think that argument, and by argument I mean presenting your case to somebody who might disagree with you, and that's good for the court. That's good for the people. It's different ideas, different points of view. I just think right now we've got a really strong group, a really good group. And I'm proud of what we've accomplished over the past few years. Even the most controversial decisions here in the past couple of years, looking back now with a year of hindsight, I think we did the right thing. In fact, I know we did the right thing.
Well, coming from you, I think that's good to hear. I mean, albeit LSU, you know, I don't.
Got nothing for those guys.
I don't know.
Sorry for my friends out there at LSU, but yeah, a true rebel, you know, it's LSU. We don't like LSU.
Okay.
I don't know why. That's what they taught me when I got there, so I just mindlessly go with that.
Okay.
You know, hotty-totty.
All right. All right. Well.
But I do encourage, you know, it is the election season. They are coming up, and the one thing I want to do is, of course, I want you to vote for me if you're in District 4. However, I want you to go vote. Go cast your vote and have your voice heard. The one thing that really aggravates me is the people that disagree with some decision made on the national level, state, local, but they said, well, I don't vote because it's useless to vote. It is not useless to vote.
I don't like that.
That is your right and your duty, and I would stop short of saying your obligation, but it is your
Well, it's your
obligation.
civic duty.
It's your civic duty for sure.
participate.
And like I said many times, Joe, I've 25 years of service. I've been all over the world. One of the, I guess, coolest things I ever saw was 2005 in Iraq. The first time, I guess, ever they had free elections, and the way they decided whether you had actually voted to keep people from voting multiple times. When you went in there and voted, on the way out, they had this big bowl of like India ink, and you stuck your thumb in it, and it soaked it in that ink. And I remember these Iraqis that had lived under Hussein, and they were showing each other their thumbs because they were so proud that they were able to vote and put their people in.
Yeah, and
Americans, we take that for granted.
yeah, don't lose that muscle memory, man. We need to keep voting. Or
We take that for granted. So I think last time around, when I spoke to our clerk, Ms. Reese, she had said we got something like 22 or 24% turnout out of all the total registered voters, which was almost a record. And
Really?
you think, man, that's great, but wow, quarter of the people eligible to vote came out and did it. I would love to see that number go to 100%.
Yeah, well, I'm glad it rose, but yeah, we need to.
Maybe not.
We need to get
Well,
that way up.
Well, and ultimately, a lot of people have lost the vision is, yes, okay, so I'm the District 4 Justice of the Peace. I don't represent just Republicans. I don't represent just men or just women. I don't represent just District 4. I mean, I represent this county.
Right.
Everybody. I don't care what your political leanings or your religious views or your sexual orientation. None of that matters because ultimately we're all people. And most people just want the same thing. I just want to live my life and be left alone.
Well, and let your voice be heard, Doug.
Let your voice be heard. That is the most important thing, to get out there and vote. Your vote matters.
Yes.
Your one vote
I
matters.
could not agree more. That being said, if you, do you
You're
plan
not allowed
on,
to do that.
I'm sorry. Do you plan on being at the candidate, meet your candidates dinner? Well, that'd be a perfect opportunity for people to come out and see you, hear what you have to say, along with others. And again, I'll remind everybody, that's Saturday, November the 15th.
November 15th, at the Elks Club.
At the Elks Club in Mountain Home. That's $40 a ticket.
And we meet at the Elks Club, the Baxter County Republican Men's Committee, or we meet there every month. And the food out there is excellent.
When specifically?
We meet on the last Thursday of each month.
Last Thursday at lunch.
Actually, it's this Thursday. It's
At
first
about-
Thursday. So we're going to meet this Thursday.
At about lunch.
We meet at noon. We go from noon to 1. If you want to eat, you can show up at 11 is when we start getting there, and then we'll call the meeting to order at noon, and we're out of there about 1, so everybody can go back to work. And I've tried just about everything on the menu in the past few years that we've been meeting out there, and very pleased.
I don't attend all your meetings. I've been to a couple, but I mean, any other events I've been there, the food was awesome.
Yeah,
I
and
mean,
it's, good guys, a bunch of crotchety old men get to fussing and bickering with each other, but it's all in good fun. And we do have a few pet projects. We support the Republican Committee. We're like an auxiliary arm of those guys.
That's an
and
honorable
raise some money.
endeavor.
Yeah, and it's mostly just a bunch of guys that's out there, and we usually have a guest speaker. Somebody will find someone in the county. It can be as varied as we've had the judge speak, we've had the sheriff come out before, we've had state candidates speak. We had the fella, and I cannot recall his name. He's our Parks and Recreation Director.
Daniel.
Who is he?
Daniel.
Yes, he came out and talked about the new aquatic center, the conference center. He came and talked about that. So we've had, let's see, the co-op has come out and spoken. We've had juvenile services. I mean, there's usually a really good speaker.
So it's an informative
It's very
opportunity.
informative, yeah. So,
Okay, good.
and it's open to the public. Come join us. We'd love to have you.
Cool. All right, well, I don't know that we have anything else, unless
Well,
you have anything else to add.
I don't, other than the importance of the elections, and we appreciate everybody that tunes in and watches. I know they're coming to look at me,
Well,
not necessarily you, Joe, but that's
when I'm getting this shot,
That side's
they
hard to
really,
beat.
they really like it.
You must go through conditioner like crazy. Let me talk to you.
Oh, yeah. And they're not just gonna hear from you, they're gonna hear from all the other.
No, all the
locals.
candidates.
So, man, it's a good time to come and learn.
It is.
Meet these people, meet these candidates. They're
Meet
gonna
your
be
candidates.
making the rules and regulations.
Well, Joe, I guess then, unless you have something, that'll wrap up episode 22.
I believe we have completed episode